Realities of great storytelling is that great stories include great villains. Think about it in terms of recent entertainment, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe giving us one of the greatest villains of modern times, Thanos. And by the way, his name comes from the Greek word for death. Great stories include great villains. Before him, of course, was Sauron, Lord of the Dark Kingdom of the Mordor, Cinematic in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and before that, of course, Darth Vader of the Star Wars epics. All of those are great villains, and great villains contribute to great stories. But that's not just true in made-up stories. It's also true in the most important and truest story that's ever been given to us in the Bible. We see the greatest villain, the greatest enemy, not only the enemy of God himself, but the enemy of us, as God's creations made in his image, and Satan, who entered the Garden of Eden and led our first parents into rebellion against God. But when we come to the story of Jesus in the New Testament, the most important true story of the greatest enemy, there's also but his name was Judas Iscariot. It's a name we are very familiar with, and it's a name that should trouble us and disturb us, because it's a name that we know, but it's not a person that we often take time to think about or consider. The most important true story. And that's why, for these teaching sessions, I encourage you to join us and be a part of a couple of sessions on Judas Iscariot. What does the Bible tell us about? What can we learn from his example? Because it's and what can we know about what it meant for one of Jesus' very own disciples, described so often in the Gospels as one of the 12. I encourage you to join us to betray a Lord that they had lived with for some 3 years. Join us, won't you, for these important sessions on Judas Iscariot, the trusted disciple who became a betrayer, very own disciple, described so often in the Gospels as one of the 12. Join us, betray a Lord that they had lived with for some. Join us, won't you, for these important sessions on Judas Iscariot, the trusted disciple who became a betrayer. One of the realities of great storytelling is that great stories include great villains. Think about it in terms of recent entertainment, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe giving us one of the greatest villains of modern times, Thanos, who, by the way, his name comes from the Greek word for death, which is actually pretty one of the realities. Before him, of course, was Sauron, Lord of the Dark Kingdom of Mordor, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and before that, of course, Darth Vader of the Star Wars epics. All of those are great villains, and great villains contribute to great stories. But that's not just true in made-up stories. It's also true in the most important and truest story that's ever been given to us in the Bible. We see the greatest villain, the greatest enemy, not only the enemy of God himself, but the enemy of us as God's creations made in his image, in Satan, who entered the Garden of Eden and led our first parents into rebellion against God. But when we come to the story of Jesus in the New Testament,